Good morning everyone and welcome back to our online class of computer studies. Children, today we'll start chapter 6 and the name of the chapter is Decision Control Structure. So children, like in chapter 5 we have learned that what exactly is the use of BlueJ. I've explained you that BlueJ is an IDE where we write the Java program, compile the Java program and finally get the output of the Java programs. So these programs are the set of instructions which are used to provide instruction to the computer. We communicate to the computer, and we provide instruction to the computer with the help of programming languages. So there are certain situations where we need to take our decisions. In the same way, we need to make computer also to take our decisions. And when computer take a decision, it follows some decision control structures. So decision control structure is also a part of programs by which we provide instructions to computer to think, to decide, okay, best possibilities, best output out of multiple options. So children, let me tell you, control structures are categorized. Control structures are categorized into three different terms: sequential control structure, conditional control structures, and looping control structures. That means sequential, conditional, and third, looping. So there are three different type of control structure. That means we can say control structures are categorized into three different parts: sequential control structure, conditional control structures, and looping control structures. So children, let me tell you first what exactly is a sequential control structure. So sequential means to follow in a sequence, like the program which we did in chapter 5, finding like sum of two numbers, okay, where you have direct input, process part and output part. Okay, that is known as sequential, one after another. The step is the first input we ask, then we process or execute, then finally the output we get. That means the simple program like addition of two numbers, calculating area of rectangles, simple, we just need to ask some value from the user, process on that and finally display the output. So such programs are known as sequential control structure. Okay, that programs follow in the category of sequential control structures. So now the question arises, what is the use of conditional? Conditional means decide, make a decisions. Like suppose children, you asked one number from the user, that means your input is one number. Your input is one number, and what you have to do is you have to decide, the program need to decide whether that number is odd number or even number. Odd, even, that means children, here if else. So this condition comes whether the number is odd or even. Okay, that means we have to provide certain conditions, certain like decision making like structure we have to provide in the program, so that our program will decide on that input whether the number is falling in input that is odd category or even category. So such type of program where we provide program to decide, to take a decision, okay, that sort of programs fall inside the category of conditional control structures. So children, conditional control structures, you can say these are special control structure that execute a set of statement based on the result of a single conditions. Based on the result of the single conditions. Like if you divide by 2 and the output you get, or this reminder you get, is 0, such numbers are known as even number. Conditions. Like simple condition also we can give children. If the rain will fall, I will carry the umbrella. So day to day life also we follow some decision, some condition. So same way in programming also, when program or when the instructions is required to take a decision, such type of control structures are known as conditional control structures. So the categories are like if statement, where we don't go for false one, only the true. If condition matches, then that will execute. If condition doesn't matches, then that will execute. That means only on the true statements, only on the condition based statements, the program will get execute. Such type of instruction fall inside if category. Okay, so if statement is the first example we can say of conditional structures. Second we have is the if else, where either or option comes. If this condition matches, this thing will happen or that thing will happen. So when we are concerned of both either and or, there we use if else. Okay, so children, if means only we are concerned with true statements. If else means true as well as false. There are certain situations where we get more than two conditions. So in such cases, what we do is we use if else if ladder. If else if ladder. That means if else, again if else, again if else, again if else, keep on continuing. So that is known as if else if ladder. More than two conditions. Okay, and after that, another one is switch statement. Now what is switch? See children, when you fill online forms and all, you get gender options. Boy, girl, male, female. Okay, so in that case, you tick either of the one. Either you tick boy or you tick girl. Okay, if you tick boy, you'll find the girl part is automatically untick. And if you tick on the girl, you'll find the boy's part is automatically untick. So this like you have multiple options, but from multiple options you can select only one. Such type of conditions, such type of structure is known as switch statement. Okay, so switch statement, what it does, you have multiple options, but you are allowed to select only one. Okay, out of multiple options you can select only one. Now see children, when we have multiple options and we do clicking one, like say suppose you are clicking on the male or boy options, you will find the girl part is untick. Magic is there? No. There is one keyword has been used, that is break. Okay, break means stop there only. If one part is executed, it will stop there only, instead it will go to the another part. Okay, so this is known as conditional control structure. So children, how many different type of conditional control structure we got? We got total like so we are concerned of this one, conditional control structures, because this part already we did, this normal, that is IPO based. Okay, so now for conditional we got number one is if statement. Okay, so what does if statement do? If statement is only concerned with the true part, it will not go for the false one. Then second we have is if else statement. So if else will be like based on the true as well as false, that is either or options will be there. True, false. Okay, that means either or. If this condition matches, this part will execute, or else that part will execute. Now third we have if else if later. Okay, so children, what is if else if later? If else if later means true false but more than two. When you have more than two conditions, if you have only two conditions, either and or options, you can use simply if else. But suppose if you have more than two conditions, okay, either this or this, again either, again or, just keep on, like continuation is there, isn't it? The long part, long chain is there. So in such cases what we have to do is we can use if else if ladder. So this part is also available. This third one, okay. Then we have the fourth one, that is switch statement. That means you can select only one. Select only one, and the keyword used here is a break. So students, once again I am telling you, in a program, control structures are of three different types: sequential, conditional, and looping. Sequential, we know, we have did in chapter 5 also. Sequential means one after another in a sequence. That means where the program has input, process, output over. Such type of programs are known as sequential control structure, where there is only input part, process part, and output part. Now another type, that is conditional. So in case of conditional control structure, the program takes a decisions. Decision based logic has been used. Okay, so when a program need to take a decision, certain categorization has been done. Like sometimes we only go for the if, means true part. If this is true, then only like continuation is there, otherwise we don't bother. That is if statement. Sometimes we have if else, that means either and or concept. If this condition matches, fine, otherwise this condition will execute. Out of two options, you can go for and. That is if else statement. If else statement. Sometimes we have more than that. 3, 4, 5, 6, so many. Okay, in that cases what we use? If else if ladder. That means first if, that else we have, again if, again else, again if, again else. Keep on going on. So that is known as if else if ladder. This part also we concern for true, false, okay, but more than two conditions should be there. More than two options should be there. With two options we can simply go for if else. When we have more than two options, we can go for if else if ladder. Okay, so this is also a part of conditional control structure. Then you can see the fourth part, switch statement. Switch means jump, go there, switch there. Okay, you have so many options, maybe 10, 20, 100, 200, okay, doesn't matter, so many options you have, even two also. So out of that so many options, okay, whatever you do, but you can select only one. So when you want to give such conditions in a programming language, okay, when you want to provide such like conditions in a program, we can use switch statement. Okay, now the question arises, when you have so many options, why you get only chance to select one? Why not two, why not three, why not four? Okay, like multiple options, why not you can select? Reason behind that is one keyword, that is break. Work of break keyword is, it stops there only. Once break keyword is executed, that particular like a block, the curly bracket, okay, will stop there, then and there only. It will not move to another part, it will come directly out of the programs. It will directly move to the end of the programs. Okay, so this is the part of switch statement. Switch, what it does, out of so many options, allow you to select only one. Okay, so many options you have, but you can select only one. That is the function of switch statement. Okay, why this is like possible? Because of the keyword known as break. What does break do? Break transfer the control out of the block. Block means the pair of curly bracket, comes out directly. It will not allow you to go for next statement, next executions, directly end of the programs. Okay, that's why practical example, children, when you fill online forms and all, you get gender options, male, female, boy, girl. You see, just you can select only one. If you try to select both, not possible at all. When you select boy, girl is automatically empty. When you click on the girl, boy is automatically empty. So here is decision control structure or conditional control structure executes. Conditional means where program takes our decisions, then only it execute or process. Is this clear, students?